Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Emancipation Hall. This is a proud day for all Americans. It's especially so for the leaders and the residents of the District of Columbia. You have long labored to see this day come, so we offer you our gratitude and our congratulations today. The man whose statue that we're gathered here to dedicate today was in the minds of many, including Abraham Lincoln, one of our greatest Americans. He's depicted here today standing by a podium giving an address. We lean forward and listen carefully as captivated audiences once did. His name is Frederick Douglass. He says he was born into slavery sometime in February of 1818. He said he was never able to determine the day. He talks about his experiences, how he barely had enough clothes to cover his body, and how he had to tussle with his master's dog for food. Then he learned how to read. Started with the Bible, and it led to articles that spoke of abolition and anti-slavery petitions. This lit a fire in him, a passion for liberty that you can still see in his eyes. Indeed, once you learn how to read, he says, you will forever be free. He resolved to escape, and after a try or two, he succeeded. A remarkable story, but yet we're just getting started. See, he doesn't just join the anti-slavery movement, he becomes its voice. First talking to big crowds like this, then writing books, starting a weekly newspaper. Then it's meeting with President Lincoln about better treatment for African Americans in the Union Army. Still, as he says, our work is not done. Our speaker will go on to help the women's rights movement come into its own. He will be named a U.S. Marshal, an ambassador, and at the Republican National Convention in 1888, he became the first African American to have his name placed in nomination for president. Through it all, he will maintain a core of integrity as unyielding as this bronze is itself. Frederick Douglass did this all. He set an example for humanity that is unmatched. He is a man for all generations. Today, we place him here in the company of kings, explorers, for our leaders to gather around and seek wisdom, and for our children to gaze upon and find inspiration. And we do this not only to honor a giant, but also to remind one another of how richly blessed we are that such a man lived to prove that courage and ambition are not gifts of status, but gifts from God, and that anything is achievable through struggle and hard work. He would often say, what is possible for me is also possible for you. The Capitol has many statues, and this one of Frederick Douglass will hold a special place in our hearts and in our capital city. And thank you all for being here today.